It all started with a feeling. It all started with a feeling. It all started with a feeling.
Touch me like you want me. Don't wanna forget what you feel like on my body. Touch me like you want me. Don't wanna forget what you feel like on my body. Show me some movement. Yeah, you can do it. Get in the moment.
Ow! Oh, fucking my goddamn shoulder. My doctor gave me 3 cortisone injections. And I swear to motherfucking God, I have never had a doctor not lie about cortisone injections. What the fuck is the deal with doctors and the cortisone injections? I have called them out. And I even did it to this one, too. I've been doing this for fucking ages. It's not my first cortisone shot. This is not my first fucking rodeo. Do you know how many goddamn cortisone shots this dude has had in his lifetime? Fuck that shit. I know what they feel like. And I told him, I said, oh, you know, he fucking giant fucking syringe of cortisone he brings out. And I said, oh, cortisone, lovely. The injection that all doctors love to lie about. Every single doctor says it doesn't hurt. And then we all know it hurts. And this motherfucker has the nuts on him to turn around and look at me and say, well, it depends on the skill of the doctor. All right, magic man. All right, motherfucker. We'll see if, yeah, sure. Cortisone injections hurt. Plain and simple. Right? Like, it just, motherfucker. Swear to God. Love being lied to in my face by fucking doctors. I've never not had a doctor be like, oh, they're not that bad, or it doesn't hurt, or I mixed in lidocaine so it won't hurt. You know, I've heard it all. I've fucking heard it all. Up to and including this motherfucker who thinks he's got like Magic Man fingers or something that is gonna somehow make it so that cortisone injections don't absolutely suck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, Memphis. Let's go to the ego on that man. For sure. Like, he literally turned around and said, well, it depends on the skill of the doctor. Motherfucker. Oh, swear to God. RZ, and hey there, Karina, who was first by miles, fucking just pumping them into chat. Do I do live comments on other streams too? No, RZ. If you mean like, do I don't, no. The only streams I hang around aren't political streams, for the most part. If you want to catch me, hey, Curly. Yeah, that's someone who's never had a cortisone injection. Exactly, Estrella. If you want to, if that's what you're asking, RZ, no, I don't. If you find me, I will usually be in one of two places. I will be over on Public Loser's stream complaining in chat, not on the stream, in chat about like whatever my latest physical problem is. Public puts up with me, streams later at night. So, you know, like on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, like if I'm off fairly early, you know, I can go over to Publix and hang out with them. Sorry, Public. With them, and you know, I hang out in the chat on Public's channel. And the other one is Curio, the Obscure Curio. You can catch me on Curio's show, and I actually am on the air on his show, but it's not a political show. I describe Curio as vaudevillian. Ice eat baby nuts. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, that's where you can find me, RZ, for the most part. No, it wasn't me. Yeah, especially if it was a stream and not a VOD that you were watching earlier. Yeah, it definitely wasn't me. Let's see. Hold on. Well, if it still hurts, then he's right. He has no skills. I know, right? A motherfucker thought he was a smooth fucker coming out like Steve Martin is a dentist and Martin is a dentist. Yeah, it was a whole fucking thing. Yeah, no, it's fair enough, RZ. It's a fair question. But yeah, for the most part, I don't engage in those spaces. Especially like other political streams. I don't have the patience for it. Thoughts on former President Barack Obama? Look, we can do the shtick we always do. The instant you become a president, you become a war criminal. That's just how it works. So, I mean, you know. Hey, Caboose. He sure does love them drones. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely the drone war president. Though the drone strikes did increase under the Trump presidency, but that's just a natural extension of the presidential process. Anything a previous president does, usually the successor just ramps that up a little bit. They very rarely give back any power. I mean, it's an authoritarian position at its outset. Let's see. It was a scientific stream, though, not a political one. RZ, if you want to shout him out, I'm always interested. You gonna be a problem, Ice? Did I see Trump's new social media site? No, Caboose, I did not. I'm typing. Hello, Mega Princess. Communications platform. What's it called? What is it? What is it? Like, is it like live, or is he just? Yeah, thanks, Caboose. Like I'm not even lifting my left arm due to the cortisone injections. You can book a wedding on Trump's new site. Okay. Hey, Bean. Also got I'm my left shoulder is kind of fucked, MAGA. And I had like 3 cortisone injections in it this afternoon, so it's really fucking sore right now. So that's a thing. How about yourself? You taking care of yourself? All right, so there's Donald J. Trump / desk. Oh, it's not even, it's like skeptic. It's not even like a thing, right? Like, hang on. It's literally just a blog on his own website. Like, it's not even a fucking thing. Yeah, Caboose, that's what I just fucking found. Like, it's not even a fucking thing. It's just a blog attached to his, like, WordPress site, I'm imagining. Like, I mean, I'm not shitting on WordPress. I use it too, but I mean, motherfucker. I don't know what platform he uses, to be perfectly honest, but Mia. Why is that even news? It's too soon to tell. It's too soon to tell, MAGA. Yeah, like right after cortisone injections, they're brutal. They're fucking brutal. His new his new social media site, gonna be the Twitter killer, is a fucking blog on his website. Like, what? Hey, Kant. Fair enough. So nothing new. Joe, I've barely moved today. Oof. Joe, you still sore from your fucking day of, like, manual labor? Or is that some other sort of thing going on with you? Who's done their daily recovery workouts? Shit ton of you fucks have to do them too. So who got those stretches and reps in? Karina, I wish it were me, but today I had to take it easy on my body, though I'll probably do some core work later. After the stream. I don't need my arms for that sort of thing. So I can get some, although planks I'm probably gonna have to scratch, but I can do bicycles, I can do alternating and obliques. Yeah, no, I'll get some core work in. It's just a really boring day. Fair enough. I fucking barely moved to the point where I had to call in today. Skeptic, are you okay? That sounds like a fucking thing. Oh. Yeah, if I were on nasaspaceflight.com, I would have told you. Rock on. Thank you, though, RZ, for shooting that over. Cassie, today has been a high pain day. I've barely moved. I'm catching up on that. I feel you on that one. This is my Squarespace. I'm very, very proud of it. It took me all night. Lots of work, lots of work. Some would say it's the best new thing, even better than Twatter or whatever you call. Oh, Karina. I get hormone blocking injections with the same needle size as the cortisone needle size. I can tell you, doctors are shit at injecting. Nurses do it with much more ease and less pain. As the son of a nurse, Skillaroo, I will 100% back that statement. Nurses are 10 times out of 10 better than doctors. Best website in history, maybe ever. I pulled something in my back from lifting a heavy 150-pound box. Jesus Christ, Skeptic. Sorry to hear that. Back injuries are a bitch. The best website for me actually popped into my head, but I'm not going to give it to you. It's old school. It's a piracy-centric forum bulletin board, and I'm guessing none of you have heard of it. But I'm gonna keep that one in my back pocket because that's deep lore for fucking Kai. That predates Kai even. You had your second physiotherapy session today? Nope, but I know that one, Digital Bean. I know that one. There's two actually that sprang to mind. If you need a massage, let me know. I could definitely use a massage. I've been avoiding my massage therapist since the COVID thing, and honestly, it is the bougiest thing I fucking say. But that's the thing I miss most because of COVID. It's because it is my massage therapist. He sent me an email the other day, actually. Oh, you did cupping, Karina. Oh. Future proves past 17. There we go. You fucking managed to get it by, get that one by, the auto mod. Congratulations. Oh. Hey, Irving. Yeah, Kaiser. That was all the chuds tonight. Hey, all the chuds tonight. Everybody chud tonight. Nice meme, Karina. Just saw it. Never heard of the term ass degenerate until now. You learn something new every day. Well, Skeptic, congratulations. You're one of the lucky 10,000. I mean, Jason, you haven't been banned on this channel for quite some time. We sort of roll those. Fuck me, that shoulder aches. Dude, those cortisone injections are a bitch. One chud, two chud, red chud, blue chud. Hey, shrimps. Straya. I know that impulse. Thoughts on the African National Congress? They got caught with taking bribes from a large corporation recently. Thoughts on the African National Congress getting caught being bribed by large corporations. This is my shocked face. Oh, wow. A government taking bribes from corporations. Wow. European, African, Asian, American. It's basically par for the course, right? It's business as usual. Yeah. Hey, Alo. Just dealing with the fucking physical stuff. Shoulder's kind of fucked right now. Just got 3 cortisone injections in it. It is sore as shit right now. You know, just fighting the fight, as it were. How about yourself, Alo? Yeah, exactly, Rev. No way. That is what it is. Oh, no, Joe, as far as I'm concerned, that fucking tanky psychopath, all that they were gonna start, yeah, dude, Joe, like, all that would have happened with whatever the fuck their future proves past fucking douchebag would have been, is it would have devolved into them screaming death threats at people. That's how that inevitably ends up. So no, good snatch on that one. Who cares? Yes, we are talking about somebody else. I'm allowed to vaccinate next month, so I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I just got mine today, actually. So in fact, I can get rid of the fucking Band-Aid. Yeah, I didn't even bleed. So, yeah, got my vaccine. I got the first dose of the vaccine today. Yes. Hello, Galil Dohi? Sorry, I'm butchering your name. Galil. And welcome. No. Alo, I had the vaccine, and then I had 3 cortisone injections in this in my left shoulder. I can't. This doesn't even. It's nothing. It doesn't even rank. I can't feel any amount of discomfort on that shoulder because this shoulder is basically fucking killing me. So, yeah. You got the Johnson & Johnson one and done. Fuck Johnson & Johnson. Just, they fucked my mom up. So, I have a lifetime vendetta against Johnson & Johnson. So, yeah. There's no way I was going to let a fucking Johnson & Johnson injection happen. Yeah. The company, Estrella, they manufactured the vaginal mesh that didn't even get FDA approval. And then they put it in as like some weird form of experimentation in a bunch of patients. My mom was one of those patients. Yeah. It fucked her royally. She almost died as a result of that one. Yeah, it is the definition of sketchy. And Zippy, yeah, they were fucking horrible. And you're still fighting to get yours. Good luck, Kant. It's sort of a free-for-all here now. You just make an appointment. Shrimp, same with my mom. She was frozen shoulder, so she got the vax in the other arm. Didn't feel any pain in that arm. A pharma company being shit, color me surprised. Yeah, exactly. So. It's fair enough, Caboose. Yeah, no, MAGA, I do need a massage. I definitely could go for a massage. I don't disagree. But as for whether the cortisone injections work, we shall see. I'm also doing BPC 157 injections plus TB 500 injections bi-weekly. The BPC 157 are 2 times daily, and the TB 500 is 2 times a week. So those research compounds, but healing compounds. So it's a whole fucking thing. I've got a whole protocol set up at this point. But yeah. Yeah, Steve Apple. That was a good moment for him. I think everyone could go for a massage, honestly. Casual, I agree. I hereby declare it massage day. We'll do it in half and half. We'll do 2 massage days every year. And it's basically day one, half of the world gets a massage from the other half of the world, and then the next day, the first half gets the massage from the second half, and we'll flip the order next year. We could do this every month. We could do this every 6 months, but yeah, I think it should be definitely a thing. Can we make massages available under healthcare? I would. As somebody who's been receiving massages since he was 14, yeah. I 100% would. They're super valuable and really useful and therapeutic on many levels. Yeah. Massage stream. Watch out, hot tub streamers. Kai's coming for you. And the Lord said, "This day is the massage day." Exactly. Never got a massage in your life, Alo? No. Yeah. No. It really is. There's two sort of categories of massage, by the way. There's we're doing this for, like touch and blood flow and that sort of thing, right? There's the relaxation massage. And then there's the sports/massage therapist massage, which I prefer. A relaxation massage is fine. But for those that have done the athletic massage therapy route, it's a fucking workout. You are going to hurt at times during that massage, but you will walk out with an endorphin release, the likes of which very few people actually encounter in their life. I have noticeably, audibly left my massage therapist before giggling because I was basically just high on natural endorphins. It is a hell of an experience, and I think everybody should experience it multiple times in their life. Karina, in reality, I'm worried about a massage will hurt too much. Last one I had me screaming out loud. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Sort of depends. Sometimes, Karina, there is stuff that needs working out, and there's no pain-free way to do it. It needs worked out. And so there are times where you just sort of have to grin and bear it. Fascial release, especially of the foot, like myofascial release of the foot is incredibly painful. But when you have that sort of built up fascial tissue in your foot and it causes tension and tightness, literally like a curvature of the foot, and it needs broken up, it's incredibly painful to do, but it's a necessary form of treatment. So there's stuff like that definitely could be in that camp for you. But, again, your mileage may vary. Consult your doctor, consult a medical professional, blah, 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 blah. Yes, Estrella, you should definitely drink a bunch of water. Not necessarily like drink some water before that kind of massage, but also drink a bunch of water after. Yeah, it's going to release a whole bunch of intercellular fluid and dead tissue cells and a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to engage the lymphatic system. There's going to be stuff that needs flushed as a result of that. So yeah, for sure. Chiropractor made you wait a few minutes before leaving once because I was super high from the endorphins from aligning my neck. Yep. Let's see. It happens for twos. Come to think of it, some people could be less sexually frustrated and lonely if they had a good massage every once in a while. It's amazing how much we lack touch in our lives. Yes, for twos. Dude, the emotional component, the like psychophysiological emotional component of a good massage goes a very long ways. Yeah. There's got to be a million things to work out in my back. Let's see. Is beer okay? No, beer's not okay in that situation, Alo. Yeah, Cassidy knows what's up. Cassidy's in that camp of type of person who has definitely had sports and therapy massages in their life for sure. Cassidy's in that camp. I know you are, Cassidy. And yeah, there's short-term pain and longer-term relief from deep tissue sports massage. What is going on in chat? What is this? What's going on with Okay. One time I was popping pills with whiskey. It didn't end well. No, usually popping pills with hard liquor doesn't end well, Skeptic. Well, I see you, Joe. And I don't have any dropped frames, so. They're arguing over if one chatter is a bot or not. Okay, Tavert. My name is Kai, K-A-I. Please say hello to me. There, we'll figure that out real quickly. Used to get them 1 to 2 times a week. My favorite is Ty. There we go. Not a bot. Or a really advanced bot. And if that's the case, somebody, I respect your programmer. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, Occam's razor. Welcome, Tavert. Yeah. So, not a bot. Hello, Estrella. So your favorite was Thai yoga massage, a mix of massage and stretching yoga. Interesting, Cassie. I've never done that before. My massage therapist, I've actually got 2 of them, but my primary is this Slavic dude from Eastern Europe who is just jacked. He's just fucking jacked. He's wider at his shoulders than he is tall, basically. He is an impressive piece of muscle. And he utilizes that to the benefit of his clients. So yeah, that's my camp for that sort of thing. Wait, can bots not say hello? Is this some sort of vampire shit? They have to be invited in or something? Hey, Curio. Let's see what you're fucking... Oh, man, that fucking shoulder is just fucking ridiculous. Thank you, Curio. Thank you for the compliment. Though having not seen yours, I can't return said compliment, though I don't think you've seen mine either. But nice one to you as well, good sir. Fuck. Fair enough. Fair enough, Curio. Hey, Willada. I heard pain hurts. Never had a massage. Was too much in the nobody touches me camp. Still trying to get out of it. Dude, Willada, I can't. Dude, I cannot recommend to people enough. Go get a fucking massage. Like, I know it seems expensive. Spend some money on it. Save up. Do what you gotta do. And make an afternoon of it. Like, I don't know what your deal is. Have a glass of champagne. Smoke a joint. Take a few puffs. Fucking drink some water. You know, and go in for a massage. And like, spend some money. Don't get like a half an hour massage or something like that. Get 90 minutes or 120 minutes. Go in for a fucking stretch. And come out like late afternoon and have a snack and then go home and just fucking like take a hot bath and pass the fuck out in bed. Honestly, it will be an experience that you will come back to for sure. It's an amazing way to spend some time. I don't know if meat's around or not. Oh my gosh, I'm making an edible if I get a real massage. For real. Meat was on Discord. Yes, he was. Yeah. But as to whether meat is in chat at the moment, who knows? Oh. Oh. I need to fucking... Oh, God. We need to do this. Brown rice protein today. Don't smell it. Why? Yeah, meat's still working. Yeah. Pray for him by beating your meat. Yes, exactly. Cheers, Kaiser. Mia. Not to... Let me adjust. Life of being a dude. There's just some realities of it. Drink Titan sewage. Need to schedule myself a massage. After all that talking about it, I think I'll do that now. Patronum for sure. Fucking treat yourself. Catch you later, cunt. Oh, God. Catch you later, cunt. Oh. Lovely. Oh. Hello, Man Maker. We'll save that last swallow. Yeah, no, Zippy, it's not great. It's not great. And despite what people say, there's no fixing that flavor. It's just terrible. The mycological mix that goes in it, the 10 different mushrooms in combination with the like protein powder and stuff like that, there's no saving that flavor. You'd have to bury it in like 97 grams of sugar and just all sorts of artificial flavors. Yeah, exactly. Con. Catch you later, Con. Don't tell Kai I put codeine in his brown drink. Kaiser, thank you. You don't need to keep that from me. I'm okay with that. If you slip me a little codeine, I'd be okay with that. As long as we keep the dosage low. Yeah. So like a medium Coke. Yes. Basically, Zippy. Basically. Kiwi. I have both an elk and bison supplier. I already eat red meat. I'm not vegan. But my first drink of the day is a vegan protein drink, because getting the carb and protein load for a proper workout is easier from that in that regard. It's easier on your digestion. It's easier on the macro metabolic processes. So, yeah. I already do eat red meat. Hey, Mitre. I'm quite a fan of a bison ribeye, frankly. Well, the way that I'm notorious for cooking my steaks, usually the inside is raw. The inside of my steaks is usually purple, because I basically just take a extraordinarily hot pan and barely introduce both sides to the pan. So yeah, the insides of my steaks when I cook them are basically raw. So, already ahead of you. And I make steak tartare from time to time. No, burgers are pointless. Interesting decision. My first drink of the day is always alcoholic. Oh, it's good for my blood pressure and my long-term goal of not going to prison. Fair enough, Marcus. Fair enough. I respect it. Here's a tiny glimpse. Fast forward through the beginning and imagine 2 hours of that. All right, jumping. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's definitely some interesting movements in there, Cassidy. Holy shit. That back bend alone. Yeah, I've never... Yeah, holy shit. I'd have to definitely trust whoever was doing that, Cassidy. Interesting, though. Steak tartare is raw meat. Carpaccio is raw meat. So, no big deal. Oh. I just want to get high and watch TV, to be perfectly honest. We should do, like, do we want to do, like, a react stream? Do you want to send videos to Kai? And I'll watch them on stream. Yeah, I'd imagine. Cassidy. That's why most people have never heard of it. Yeah, that's a hell of a fucking massage style. I've never seen it. And I've been around the block for this sort of stuff, but holy shit, yeah, some of those movements are intense. All right, and there's that. Oh, and I'm gonna jump on air now. Oh, the children. Fucking so. Oh, Marcus. It sort of depends. And anybody who wants to join me on air can jump on air. You know the deal. Just jump into voice chat, and I'll move you on over. We'll just open this up right out of the gate. Who gives a shit? That's why I'm sad my massage therapist moved back to Bali. Dude. Bali. It's not... right? Like, I get it. Like, I'm sad my massage therapist moved back to Bali, but, I mean, they moved back to Bali. Right? Like, how is this shithole gonna compete with Bali? Yeah, I most assuredly would move back to Bali as well if I were them. Oh, let's see. I invited a conservative here who's interested in debate. Are you in debate mood tonight? I mean, super not like in debate mood, casual, but that actually might make it better. I will have the conversation. We'll see. I'm willing. Yeah. I think I think I'm in a reasonable enough mood. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, Cupcake. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody saw, Signal's ads. I don't know, maybe. Signal's ads. Signal, the encrypted, communications app, took out ads on Facebook using Facebook's, data collection services. And so they had like super specific ads. Facebook already blocked the ads. But basically the ads would say things like, you got this ad because you're a newlywed Pilates instructor and you're cartoon crazy. This ad uses your location to see that you're in La Jolla and that you're into parenting blogs and thinking about LGBTQ adoption. Right? Like shit like that. Like they literally used the data collection systems for the advertising analytics over on Facebook to form the ads to show you how creepy the fucking system is. You got this ad because you're a certified public accountant in an open relationship. This ad used your location to see that you're in South Atlanta and that you're into natural skincare and that you've supported Cardi B since day one. This ad, you got this ad because you're a goth barista and you're single. This ad used your location to see that you're in Clinton Hill and you're either vegan or lactose intolerant and you've been really feeling that yoga lately. Right? These are the types of ads they took out on Facebook. Shit, this must be why I get so many poor water ads. Yeah, and Manmaker, if you actually, like, if you want to have a conversation on air, by all means, I can send you an invitation so you can get on air with me and we can just begin a dialogue and have a conversation. Or you can just hang out. It's probably not going to be, I mean, unless we end up in that sort of avenue, It's not feeling like it's going to be a heavy theory night, just based off of like the healthcare and bullshit I had to do today. But either way, if you've got questions, feel free to ask, feel free to engage, or just feel free to lurk in chat. That's fine. Damn, that's badass. Yikes. Someone who specializes in social media marketing, none of that is a surprise. No, Cassie, it really isn't. It was just a very fairly unique methodology for utilizing the ad network, which was funny as hell. It's okay, Rev. I can fill in the gaps. But they were really feeling dat yoga. Stray, called out by an ad. It's horrifying, but also kind of funny. All right. Goth baristas in your area are interested in data security right now. Where to get those ads, did you say? Oh, they were taken out by Signal on Facebook. So they were Facebook ads. So they were utilizing the Facebook API and the advertising analytics for Facebook. But the ads themselves were crafted by Signal, the encrypted messenger. Boss, I smell food. All right. So yeah, that was definitely a fucking thing. Oh no, someone gave me a truly hard seltzer to try. Label says the flavor is grapefruit. My tongue says the flavor is burnt rubber. Gringo. Hey, SJW. Oddly enough, today is my birthday and I'm getting massage tomorrow. No super heavy duty deep tissue massage, but still. Well, either way, happy fucking birthday. Happy womb eviction day, SJW. And nice to see you again. And yeah, I'm happy that you're getting a massage tomorrow. It's always a good day. Banned, unbanned. It's not mine. I stole it from somebody. Feel free to use it. Yes. I believe Ace is the one who refers to birthdays as womb eviction days. I think that's where I picked that up, is Ace Chaotic. All right. I'm the conservative. The conservative. I love that. I'm the conservative. We have more conservatives than just you around here. But yeah. My neighbor is in the Coast Guard. He had his Jeep smashed up during an Antifa march. How did that help progress? What was the purpose? Did it help progress? Probably not. What was the purpose? It's the language of the unheard. Riots, protests, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with their cause or not, whether you agree with the actions they take during them, is the language of the unheard. Always has been. I can't get you over that hump as to sort of accepting or coming to a place of acceptance with that. But what I can do, yes, the conservative has entered the chat. What I can do is provide historical context for you and sort of shift that so you so you can recontextualize the issue. The fact of the matter is that during American independence, during the Revolution, during the Civil War, during labor rights movements, 1880 to 1920, by and large part, during women's suffrage movement, during the Civil Rights era, during the LGBTQ Stonewall riots, right? This is how change happens. It always has been. Within 2 weeks of the Boston Tea Party, a more infamous example of private property and an industry being directly attacked by protesters. Within 2 weeks of that, copycat incidents had spread up and down the East Coast. Right, it was a common tactic to attack private property and private industry as for those that would that coordinated and collaborated with what was seen as the enemy in that at that time. Right, during the labor movements of the 1880s to 1920s, what you see is a whole lot of factories being destroyed, people who worked at factories, their property being attacked. The net result of the revolution, of course, is the foundation of the country. The net result of the labor movements is things like, 5-day work week, children out of mines, OSHA, health and safety, these sorts of things, right? Like a livable wage, these sorts of things were born of that. Women's suffrage, I think we know what was born of that. But during the women's suffrage movement, there was many factories actually forcibly attacked. There was a few fire bombings. There was a few explosive bombings. There were politicians and factory owners who were whipped in the streets by suffragettes. So actual physical attacks. All right. During the civil rights movement, there was a whole host of property destroyed. Martin Luther King was seen as a domestic terrorist by certain portions of this country. There was large-scale rioting and destruction of property that occurred during the civil rights movement. The LGBTQ movement was actually kicked off by a riot, property destruction, attacking cops, right? This sort of thing. That kicked that off as well. So what I can do is, while I'm not going to be able to magically make that okay for you, what I can do is provide a historical and greater contemporary context for the topics at hand. Generally speaking, when this is occurring in a society, what you're looking at is a group of people that have not been heard by the system. In the instance of the revolution, it was the king's court. You know, we were rebuffed, we filed paperwork, we sent representatives, all these sorts of things, right? This is the context I can help provide for this sort of thing. All right. Oh, where was the Jeep parked? All right, I'm just gonna try and catch up here. Hey, Wither. Every single one of you sons of mothers are beautiful. It's honestly a shame you don't get to see yourself the way I do because you're just astounding. Wither with a random niceness. I always love your random wholesomeness, Wither. Hot take, it was a Land Rover employee, got paid to destroy Jeeps. I notice you, Wither. History tends not to remember the rioting. They really don't. Would it have been a member of the Black Panther Party? Probably not. Probably not. But I definitely would have had conversations with their founding members, for sure. I mean, two of them turned out, in the end, ended up as anarchists. So I most assuredly would have had the conversation. Yeah. But no, would I have been a member? Probably not. I don't think they would have needed me as a member, quite frankly. But yeah, I most assuredly would have done education, outreach, praxis, like whatever they needed from me. Yeah. I always forget their names. Oh, fuck. Just reaching out. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Ashanti, Ashanti Alston was an anarchist. And then fucking A. Let me find the other one. Kumboa? I don't think Kumboa is a founding member, but just a former member. Oh, yeah, I'm not fucking typing that again. I'm imagining if Eminem was a part of the Black Panther Party. A premarital. Huey was a lot of things. Huey was a lot of things. God, those fucking... Dude, those Black Hammer idiots. Interesting levels of discourse happening tonight. I'm noticing. Oh, Huey Long Dong was. Yeah. The Skeptic. Yeah, they're like black gnat / hoteps. Yeah. They're super toxic. Yeah, they're in that like black Hebrew Israelite category. They're super racist, super anti-Semitic, super misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic. They are like, they're the walking definition of problematic, right? That's the only thing they have right is there's some problems over there. Like they are pointing at some legitimate problems, but all of their solutions, all of their behavior, all of their rhetoric is counterproductive. It's yeah. They basically prove horseshoe theory is true, which is problematic, right? Because horseshoe theory shouldn't be true, but it is when these fuckers come into the room and start speaking, for sure. Oh yeah, no, we talked about them at length last night and had a good laugh. Oh yeah, Wither, don't take photos and videos of protesters unless you're experienced in this and you have OPSEC experience. Just don't do it. It's better for things. Critical, isn't Black Hammer just a grift? We're hoping. I'm hoping. Otherwise, it's going to be Jonestown 2.0 or some weird cult shit, right? Like it's going to be Jonestown or Waco or some shit if we're not careful. Like I'm legitimately hoping it's a grift so that we don't end up having to like airlift them out of the Colorado, fucking, you know, the Colorado above the Chaparral line. Like they're over on the Continental Divide in the middle of winter. A bunch of fucking city slickers who have no idea what they're doing out there. Basically, you know, like, yeah, I'm hoping they don't end up costing the taxpayers like $500,000 in rescue fees, or that in 6 to 24 months we have a new Netflix documentary special on the newest fucking cult that went full blown like Jonestown on us. So yeah, like literally grift is probably the best outcome for that. Batshit fucking insane. Zippy, what's horseshoe theory? Basically, horseshoe theory is this theory that says the two ends of the spectrum are exactly the same. Like when you get out to the extremes of like right wing, left wing, that they become exactly the same. Horseshoe theory, right? It is inaccurate to say the very least, but when you start talking about the authoritarian axis, it gets eerily accurate. Yeah, like you deal with like the sort of Black Hammer, and then you like Nazbol fascist sort of shit. Like, yeah, it gets weirdly accurate. Wither, Black Hammer. Good luck. God bless. Jonestown is an infamous cult reference in America where basically they all, like, a bunch of them ended up committing suicide, and the ones that didn't commit suicide were executed. Anybody who tried to flee for the tree line was shot at. A few made it out alive. Flavor Aid, Barley, Flavor Aid. It's not Kool-Aid. They used Flavor Aid. Yeah, it's a point of reference for many Americans. All right. So what was the message my Coast Guard neighbor was supposed to take away? The message probably was that there are societal norms and oppressive, coercive systems, in play, that people are feeling alienated, people are feeling that they are taken advantage of, and that they are exploited by a system that is perpetuated by a corporate governmental axis. So that's probably the message you should take away. Was it personal, directed at him? Probably not. He would be what we would call collateral damage, which the United States military, of which he is a member, technically, is okay with. You can argue that property destruction has been used to get out a message. Many people, groups throughout time have used violence to get that message out, including us. Is wanting to get a message out justification for property destruction? Not inherently, but it can be. Yeah. Whether you like it or not. Yeah. There's no inherent quality there that makes, how did you word that? Is wanting to get a message out justification for property destruction? Not inherently. There is no innate validation there, but it can be. Yeah. Keep that big brand shit out of here. Yes, someone knows who knows about Flavor Aid. Yes, Patronum. Yep. Flavor Aid was used at Jonestown, not Kool-Aid. It is one of those weird fucking just things that is in there. People of every age and descent suiciding together. That's why we all say drink the Kool-Aid, even though it was Flavor Aid. I know, but still. Basic physics. Oh, yeah. I mean, a gringo, I always point that out. The Civil War and the American Revolution destroyed a lot of personal property as well. Does that make it right or wrong? No. Look, I'm not here to provide that justification for you. All I'm here to do is provide the context for you. When it comes to rioting, when it comes to property destruction, when it comes to these sorts of things, this is the role that I've chosen to serve, right? Like, there's context. And understanding that context may not make you magically feel better about it. It may not change your opinion as to support or critical support or otherwise. But once you understand that this is the language of the oppressed and that it's the language of the unheard and it's always been that way and it will probably forever be that way for at least the foreseeable future, that those that we laud and hold in high reverency in the United States, such as the Founding Fathers, right? Like the Founding Fathers participated in these very same things, right? Like George Washington destroyed personal property. You understand that, right? Right? Like this is it's a valid tactic. And so whether you approve or disapprove, whether you think the movement justifies it or not, whether you think the levels of coercion and oppression justify it or not, it's a fact of life. It's like arguing about the rainfall hitting your face or something. It's like, look, get out of the rain then, because the rain will fall. It's just the nature of things. Tea is property. There was a whole party of destroying tea. Yep. Justice for the Kool-Aid man. Was it Flavor Aid, Super Dad? Was it Flavor Aid, or was it a conspiracy by Kool-Aid in order to try and keep their name clean? Again, Manmaker, this isn't about my opinion. It's not. See, that's so property destruction is okay if the reason for doing so is justified. If the people of the community feel so, yeah. Right? Like this is a social decision. It's not one person's decision. And that's again, I'm here to provide that context for you. So there is a preponderance of people who obviously feel that yes, it is justified. Do you? No, clearly not. Do I? Yeah. We have an unbroken chain of systemic racism and oppression and coercion dating from the origin of this country. Unbroken, by the way. Big stick in the North, union busting, big business collaboration with the police. They literally set it up. In the South, you've got slave patrols. You've got all of this fucking stretching through sharecropping, Jim Crow laws, 13th Amendment codifies slavery rather than eliminates it. Prison industrial complex, 95 crime bill, all of these sorts of things, right? This has been a problem since our inception. And despite appearances, it's arguably worse in a lot of ways. The prison rate we have the highest in the world, per capita or raw number, right? Like when you're out prisoning China and Russia and shit, like it's time to take a good, long, hard look at yourself. And so you have to start talking about the origins and problems of policing and prison and where does this all start? And so this is not a new problem. This is not something that like, oh, in the last 5 years and now they're all angry about it. Like if they just wouldn't be so uppity, right? This is a problem spanning centuries. And it's still not being rectified in a arguably decent manner. And so, yeah, people are pissed. People had enough. And people started lashing out. That's what it looks like. What do you want? Not off the top of my head, Wither. We need a soundbite for choir singing for the founders. I know, right? Fucking angels singing up from on high. Blair Mountain. I always love a good Blair Mountain reference. There's Blair Mountain. It's the first airborne bombing campaign ever run by the United States government, and it was run on our soil. It was run domestically against our own people. They firebombed the shit out of a bunch of miners who wanted to be treated like human beings. Yeah. America. You want bigger police forces. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, because the billion-dollar agencies we already have now are doing a fucking bang-up job. For Toos, it's a channel point redemption, not a command. They are. They are legitimately, the U.S. police are better funded than many of the world's militaries. That's just accurate. It's ridiculous. Not only funded, but armed, right? Like equipped. Oh, the move. The movement. Cassidy, I mean, the cops blew up an entire block by dropping bombs. What the fuck? Do we need more cops? They can't do their job correctly as it is. Yep. Let's see. Let me go there, and I always love the devastation from this one. That's Move. Basically back in 1985, the Move organization took refuge in some of their residences in Philadelphia, got into a shootout with the Philadelphia PD, and the Pennsylvania State Police, in coordination with the FBI, dropped a bomb. And we know this isn't even like conspiracy theory. Like, news footage has video, and there's an infamous still of the bomb being dropped from the helicopter onto the residential area. When the after action was done, they stopped counting the rounds that were expended by the Philadelphia Police Department in the area at 10,000. There was over 10,000 rounds lobbed at residential buildings by the police, and in the end, they bombed a residential neighborhood and basically destroyed a block of houses in that bombing. Yeah. America. Try to follow this conversation that's occurring. But I have this sneaking suspicion. That since I wasn't there at the inception of it, I'm going to... There we go. Blah. Exactly, Cave. The folks that went on on a rampage in my hood want anarcho-communism, and they're willing to smash the system to achieve this goal. All right. I think anarcho-communism will result in much more death and poverty that they're fighting against. What is a rational person to do when that violent mob is literally outside your door? Defend yourself. That's all. You have the right to, and again, they may be claiming anarcho-communism, but again, as an anarchist, I have sincere doubts. I would like to talk to them, honestly. Again, I have to take you at face value and take you in good faith that these are in fact ANCOMs. But every individual has the right, every individual and society both have the right to defend themselves. So how would I counsel you in that sort of situation? Keep your head down, stay out of their way, and defend yourself if necessary. But again, property isn't worth the loss of life. Just isn't. So people who shoot people over stuff, I don't have a whole lot of respect for. But yeah, if you were feeling threatened, if you were, if your personal safety or that of your family was being violated, you have the right to defend yourself. Of course you do. Should you go out in the street and confront them like a fucking maniac? No. Should you possibly engage in a less volatile, less inflamed situation? Yeah. Clearly there's activity in your neighborhood, in your community, that is relevant for the day. You should be participating, right? You should be engaged. You should be involved, even if you have disagreements with them, even if you vehemently disagree. You should at least be attempting to engage with them, and they should be attempting to engage with you. It's a two-way street. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing it all on your plate, but the truth of the matter is that clearly your communal structure has broken down. The fabric of your society, of your community, has broken down. Right? Like that's a sign of a problem. And so I would begin to have a conversation with these people as to what is it that you seek to achieve? What is it that you have problems with? And how can we begin to rectify these sort of situations? Because the fact of the matter is that chances are you have a lot of shared ground with them. And due to rhetorical devices being utilized on both sides of the aisle, yours as well as theirs, there's a miscommunication occurring. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of compassion and empathy. So open up those lines of communication. What can we do to rectify this situation? Community neighborhood policing rather than the centralized police force that we see distrust in. Conservatives, right-wingers, especially such as yourself, believe in that sort of personal responsibility and the adoption of this sort of societal responsibility. Those sorts of things. You definitely could form like a neighborhood militia, if you want to call it that, for the right-wingers. But a community police force of some sort that you are answerable to yourselves, that it is formed of yourselves, could definitely be a dual power structure. And these are the sorts of terms that you use to converse with these types of people. ANCOMs would understand dual power structures. And so while you would approach them and say, while I may disagree with some of your approaches and some of your end goals, I do agree that we need more personal responsibility and individual autonomy within our society, and we rely upon the government too much. And as such, maybe we should work together to create a dual power structure so we can start to deplatform and defund these police organizations that you have such a problem with, and reclaim that power for the citizens themselves and the neighborhoods themselves. Right? This is shared common ground that you have, but you're not conversing correctly. And again, this isn't just your fault. I'm sure it's both sides of the aisle. It usually is. But there's ways to move forward, because clearly there's a wound in your community. You're right. It's Kawasi and then it's Kawasi and Ashanti are the two. Of course I would have disagreements with him, Skeptic, but this sounds like a regression into a tribal-like governance. I mean, isn't that the argument? Again, Skeptic, I have disagreements with everybody. It's just a matter of having the conversation. We'd have at least shared ground. See, this is why, Manmaker, you probably should be on the air for this, and we could have a fluid conversation about it. But, what kind of conservative are you, Manmaker? Because I don't know how to contextualize you. Do you want big government? Is that what you're after? Are you after a strong, centralized, large government? Are you a social conservative? Are you a fiscal conservative? Like, what are you after? As far as your iteration or your ideation of political policies go. Because it's strange for a conservative to come at it from that angle. And so I need greater context for you. Yeah, and that's a fair question, Kvass. Do you even know what kind of conservative you are? Have you actually looked into... Yeah, okay, take your time typing, Manmaker. Have you looked into the Burkean roots of modern conservatism and how it finds its actual origin point in monarchism? Right? Like, are you... Like, to what degree are you familiar with your political science and your civics education? Because a lot of people are instinctual conservatives, but not theoretical conservatives. So, yeah, let me know. No. Did I see Dispara got banned on Twitter? I don't know who Dispara is, so no. Yeah, Cassidy, you are right. Manmaker, I'm gonna drop a link in chat here. I'm gonna pump a command in. It would be super useful to us if you actually took this test. You'll see the 8v.kaisthings.com. So it would be super. It's 70 questions, but they're fairly easy. It would be really helpful to us as a community and just as a method of engagement if we knew sort of positionally where you're coming from. So thanks. Yeah, and it'll help you. That's true. That is true. Oh. All right. Take your time, Manmaker. We'll revisit it. We'll come back. You do you. No worries. All right. Which one of you fuckers is gonna act as sacrifice? Who's coming on the air with me? I'm bored of being by myself at this point. So which one of you fuckers is gonna engage in praxis today? Oh, my fucking shoulder. I'm scared it'll tank you if I do that test. Well, Lotta, you trust me. You'll be fine. Let me on air. I will shriek wordlessly. Hey, Marcus.
Hey.
My fucking shoulder hurts, and I blame you now.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I just needed to blame somebody, other than my own dumbass.
What did you do to hurt yourself?
Well, I mean, it could have been a couple of things with the shoulder. It could have been a workout. It could have been a demonstration of like a cop shoving an arm up behind an old lady's back. Could have been a couple of things. But as for today, why it's so goddamn sore is because I had 3 cortisone injections in it.
None of those lend themselves to the masturbatory joke I was setting up for, but you know, fine. It's all right.
Sorry. Kyle would get on. I'd get on, but my nerves are on fire. It's okay, Cassidy. Skeptic, and am I okay? I mean, you know, spiritually, sure. Right? Physically, no, I'm fucking broken.
That is a hell of a bar.
You know, yeah. So, what even was today? Is today today's a Wednesday. How did your Wednesday go, Marcus?
My Wednesday has been all right in the sense that I finished my last final of the semester.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm recovering from my my fucking Moderna shot. So.
Hey, that's my right shoulder got the first of the Modernas today.
Oh, nice. That's the one supposed to have like 80% efficacy off the first shot?
Yes.
The decent one, basically.
Yeah, and then 90 something odd off of the second one. And yeah, I have the second one already scheduled. It's in like 28 days or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't even bothered to check.
Yeah. Did you get your first or your second one that you're recovering from?
I got my first one. So I'm mostly fine, just a little drowsy, and my arm's a bit fucked up. But mercifully, everything, because it's remote, I don't have to write any of my exams. I can type everything.
Nice.
So.
It's like 100% efficacy for death, which is the most important metric. It's fair. That's fair.
Every day I'm getting closer.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I did want to ask you, because we were talking about the Black Panther thing earlier. I'm curious as to what you think the effect of the Black Panther Party, Nation of Islam was on the efficacy of MLK's campaign. Do you think that, as it were, the administrations of JFK and LBJ would have sat down with him were it not for the threat of
No.
violent
No,
groups.
I sincerely believe without Malcolm, you don't get Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in that camp for years and years and years, and I've yet to see anything that changes my mind or position on that matter. The fact of the matter is, it was a carrot and stick approach. And if you didn't want to have the conversation with Martin, then Malcolm's waiting in the wings. Like, you can deal with this one way or the other. So, dealer's choice.
No, I'm inclined to agree, but I wasn't sure how you felt about the
Yeah.
the threat of violence.
I think that, I mean, it's a sad truth of reality, and this is where, this is where it's weird, because anarchists are so idealistic, but they're also so accustomed to direct action, and they understand, like, the role of violence within, the cycle of change, and yet they don't, it seems like. I've always had this sort of weirdness with my own community, the anarchistic community, not, the PR community, but that, like, how do you not get this? This was very much a carrot and stick approach, and that if there weren't that threat of the other, then no, of course they wouldn't have come to the table. It's the way it always works in negotiations. Like, the union, like, the business isn't coming to the negotiation table until the union basically says, we will destroy your business.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is just how negotiations work. Very rarely do people voluntarily end up at the negotiating table. It's, especially if they already are in control of the power dynamic. Right, like the one who has the hierarchical usurpation or power, benefit of the power dynamic at their disposal, basically never comes to the negotiating table of their own volition. They're forced into that situation by a series of external factors. Oftentimes, those external factors are, let's say, disruptive.
That word is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's almost Nixonian, right? It's the idea that you need the fear of a madman to encourage a non-proliferation agreement. But I wasn't sure if there was a distinction, at least in your mind, between what citizens of a society should do within organizing themselves and dealing with, say, an existential external threat.
I think that that's going to present a series of case-specific dynamics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like an external existential threat to a society is going to be contextualized differently than an internal or domestic threat. And so their route to resolution will definitely be different as well. Domestic issues like that generally are more conservatively approached, whereas external threats are more, just bomb them back to the Stone Age and let's move on with our lives sort of approach. And so, I mean, you definitely, I know there's arguments where, like, look at the police and look at the, but let's face it, we do not treat the BLM protesters the same way we treat, say, I don't know, somebody in the Middle East.
I was thinking the Yemenis.
Yeah, like, take your fucking pick. But we haven't been, like, drone striking school buses recently in this country. So it is a different grading, as it were. I think that would definitely be case specific, and you'd have a series of problem reaction solution sort of situations going on with the government. And so, there'd be nuance involved in that discussion. Let's see. Why was your message deleted? Let's see. I don't know. Ask a mod. Because I didn't delete it. Mitre, feel free to pump an explanation, please, into chat. Please and thank you. Let's see. I have a question about housing under an anarchist society. And anarchist without adjective is now, hang on. You change things every, you're a mutualist now. Anarchists without adjectives started as market anarchists, who then converted to anarchists without adjectives, and now they're anarcho-mutualists of what, Proudhonian descent, I'm guessing. It's generally how people end up with mutualism. But yeah, feel free to ask. I'm a post-theocrat now. Yeah. I just, all right. Feel free to ask. God is dead and we should be subservient to his corpse. There you go. There's your reason. Oh, it seems to be one of those days in chat. Like, it's been that way since, like, right after the stream started.
I'm amazed that you still have any expectation for anything else.
It just sort of depends. It depends. It seems to be a bit of a sort of conservative chuddery type day. Better than the tankies. That's the thing. I would take a right-wing chud 10 times out of 10 over some crazy-ass tanky shit. Like, that's the truth of the matter. Because at least it's somebody else's team, right?
Yeah. Tanky is almost like the call that's coming from inside the house.
Yes.
I'm personally offended.
Yeah, I'm bothered that I have to put up with your dumb ass, right? Like, yeah, it's a problem. So under a mutualist society, there's no absentee landlord since rent from them is theft. Jesus Christ. There we go. So how is housing bought and sold without landlords? It just sort of depends on the community structure that you're in. It could be a sort of communalist situation where housing isn't actually bought and sold. That they're held as a common within what's called a common resource pool. Or you can have individual contracts issued, and so the anarchists are fine with some types of anarchists are fine with contract law. And so basically you could have a dispersed common resource use scenario with housing, or you could have total communal ownership, or you could have individualized ownership or lease rights extended to and granted upon certain conditional usage markers. Present on property, those sorts of things can definitely become conditional markers for property usage. But as far as how is housing bought and sold without landlords? It's really not bought and sold in the traditional sense under that style of system, which is probably the hurdle that you were having. Let's see.
Oh, actually, on a slightly related topic that I promise I don't have a vested interest in. How would you feel about, I'm not entirely sure in terms of which flavor, which breed of anarchist you consider yourself, how would you feel about a judiciary in either in the immediate future or in the ultimate goal, obviously skipping over the sort of Vanguard Party bullshit, right?
I will address that in a second. Anarchist without adjectives sounds convoluted as fuck. Have you seen how the real estate market works as it is? If you think that's convoluted as fuck, I invite you to buy a house.
The idea of property being held in common like we do national parks is significantly more reasonable than the current way we have this set up.
Bye Caboose, bye Karina. Say hi to your DM for me as well. I forget his name. I'm sorry. But yeah. Have a good session. And so, let's see, you could scare tankies away with some incense and garlic. All right, so forgive me. What was it that you asked?
I was curious about what you think the future of the judiciary is, right? So in the immediate future, looking towards more of a DemSoc sort of area, and then beyond that into more of an anarchist future.
Shrimps, by the way, thank you for the gift sub, and RV, thank you kindly for the 5 gift sub. Coffee Man Can, Super Dad, No Real Purpose, Kvass and Duffy, and Cave Dwelling Cannibal Witch all got some gift subs out of that. Thank you kindly, RV and Shrimps. Moving forward, I think that we, like, in our system, look, in an anarchistic future, which, by the way, isn't going to happen, right? This is the truth of the matter. It's not on the slate for our lifetimes, right? Like, we just need to keep these.
I consider it asymptotal.
Yeah, like we just need to keep these ideas moving forward and alive for another few generations before human beings are ready for them. We're not ready for them yet. We're children. We behave like fucking petulant children on a global scale still. We're not ready for these ideas. I'm okay with that. Those of us that are, just need to keep the ideas alive and moving forward. Oh, fuck me. Gringo, thank you kindly for the 1,000 biddies. Got company, so we're gonna watch What She Wants. That's quite frankly, as I've said before, this Demsock calls you an ally. Happy to have you. Thank you kindly, Gringo. And it looks like we're already partway to a level 3. We're doing a capitalism here. So if anybody wants to move the capitalism forward, hey Marcus, thank you for the biddies. Ooh, a capitalism. Yeah, we're doing a capitalism. I think that there's a lot of room, though, for the sort of like dual power structure and sort of community intervention in these areas, and having sort of like neighborhood and community. God, I hate the word, but it gets the point across. Tribunals, right? Like,
So like the old school Athenian sort of system.
Hey, Zippy, thank you for the gift sub to Alchemist. Thank you kindly, Zippy. I mean, sure, but no. Less formalized. If you want an example, you can look into Cospia, which is, again, one of my favorite examples. But you can look into how Cospia did it from a sort of like anarcho-communitarian perspective. Though there were regulars on sort of on the commissions, as it were, anytime you needed a judiciary, a new one would essentially be formed. Right? There was no standing judiciary. And there were, sort of wizened elders that would be regulars, but depending on what you need, you may need people who have knowledge and expertise in other areas. And so you would tap other members of the community. You can have a rotating basis for these sort of things. You can have a randomized or stratified classification for this as well. It's a number of ways to address the demographics of it. But generally speaking, anarchists would convene a new one depending on what they need. And so, yeah, that's how you would go forward. But at a national, addressing the scope and scale of a national issue for this country moving forward, honestly, I see it growing. I see more Supreme Court justices. I see more federal prosecutors and federal judges coming into play. So again, as an anarchist, I would say I would advocate for that grassroots dual power structure. And that the way to do this is to have like intervention programs and, diversion programs in your society and in your community. That way you can offload from the American, British common law inspired judicial processes. And you can then have other systems. However you decide to choose to set those up within your, community is, again, up to your community. There's no project of projects. But yeah.
Okay, because I mean, my thought process was, or at least my conception of it was that it's perfectly reasonable in any anarchistic or even Demsock, right, any sort of socialistic society to have levels of expertise, right? And I'll be honest, I don't know how to change the oil on my own car. Like, we're going to need some level of differentiation of skills. And it seems, relatively reasonable that you would have some people who are relatively well versed in these fields, either as exclusive or preferably just sort of permanent members in a rotation dealing with these sorts of issues.
The anarchist answer
sorry.
to the delegate problem is often because it's at its core what we're talking about is a delegate problem, and generally speaking, it's seen as no professionalism within certain roles, like areas that need technical expertise, such as let's say mental health care or changing your oil, right? Those get basically specialized exceptions, right? They require specialized knowledge sets. But for the things that make society run, hey, Marcus, thank you for the biddies.
Trying to keep the hype train going.
Well, we got 10 seconds, so it looks like it'll probably die just short of level 3. Oh, you're fucking, there you go. You got the level 4. Just in on the fucking line, just under the wire. Thank you kindly, Marcus. Oh Jesus Christ. Thank you for the raid, Juche.
That's a hell of a name.
The things that run society, right? Like the politics structure, right? Delegates, committees, commissions, these sorts of things are generally seen as forcibly they should be rotated. Jesus Christ, just getting this shoulder up, just getting the arm up to the keyboard is a whole fucking thing. All right, so like rotation is a big thing. Like in the case of delegation, you need to implement a system of rotation, right? Use of limited mandate and of course immediate recall procedure usually. But rotation isn't like merely time limited periods. It's the elimination of voting groups and electing people for particular roles. What you would normally do then, instead of like what's done for like the task, the job, or the role, it's passed between people of the community as a whole on a regular basis. So it ensures that the responsibilities are equally shared around, but it also means that it's necessary for people to, with the skills and experience, to share that knowledge and to teach their fellow humans what's needed as well to be a functioning and participating member of society. So that no matter how experienced you are, someone else will inevitably be representing you in some way, shape, or form, and that it benefits you directly to share whatever knowledge and experience you have gained. So you can cultivate this active participation within the group. So rather than having these sort of stratified societal professionals such as judges and police who are, continually elevated above the social communal group, what you have is these sorts of important roles that you would need to keep your society functioning. As far as the administrative aspect of keeping a society going, you forcibly rotate.
Okay, well, I mean, I certainly don't want there to be an unnecessary stratification based off the perceived white collar bullshit. But I'm thinking more in the idea of a universal, not to get too feudal, a universal apprenticeship program, right? It makes sense to have someone, like me who wanted to be a lawyer at 5 to go and apprentice with a lawyer rather than go learn how to be a blacksmith. And the fact that we have distinct roles shouldn't mean that there's necessarily a hierarchy among those roles, but that we could mutually benefit from each other's speciality. So that's what I'm thinking of in terms of something like the judiciary, because, aside from the highly practical fields, like, what we would consider most of the blue-collar fields, and even what we would view as medical professionals, there is a efficient value in having people in some of the other fields that normally are unfortunately associated with white collar. Heaven forbid, unfortunately, Juche is still a thing, right? But the North Koreans do have a decent monument that is 3 hands with the hammer, the sickle, and the paintbrush, right? It is the industrialist, the farmer, and the intellectual, and they should be equal. And I think that you can have that sort of equality while still having a separation of expertise. I used to be in good shape, and then I discovered the benefits of cheesecake and mental illness, and now I would be a pretty poor hand on the farm. Right, so it makes sense to sort of have that division of labor,
It's okay.
so long as there's not a stratification
It's
in
okay.
the value
Stalin
of that labor.
Stalin has a farm for you still. We'll get
Yeah,
that
well.
sorted for you real quick under some of those tanky systems.
I give myself 2 weeks.
Looked it up. Heaven's Gate phenobarbital mixed with applesauce or pudding, then plastic bags over their heads. That's one way to do it. Barley.
Unironically, I don't know if we need lawyers. But I'm not sure we necessarily don't need judges. Right? I feel like you can make a case quite well without a lawyer, so long as we dispense with a lot of the formalistic shit. That doesn't mean you still don't need some people among a council or a group.
I gotta tell you,
issues.
as the like stepson of a judge, if you're gonna do away with that formalistic legal process, you don't need judges. Anybody can do that job. Anybody can do that job. I'm not fucking kidding here. Anybody can do that job. If you don't need to be able to do like case law citations and that sort of thing and understand that aspect of it, anybody can do that job. Right? Common sense.
I'm not thinking of case law. I'm thinking. Well, actually, maybe I'm incorrect in assuming this. I'm thinking more interpretation. Right? If you have a local anarchistic community that creates rules governing itself, that it may be useful to have.
Yeah,
class
you
of
wouldn't.
people,
You
in this
wouldn't.
case,
Yeah,
judges.
you wouldn't. In that instance, you definitely wouldn't want one person doing that.
Oh no, not one person, but almost in a conclave sort of sense, cripplingly Catholic. Having some people who can do the expert technical bullshit interpretation next to the common, reasonable, practical interpretation, and the fusion of those in deciding cases.
Journalists, they suck. Yeah, and Zippy, we vote for judges here as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's
Yeah, I'm in PA. We vote for them too. It's a fucking mistake.
you got a slight mix. We've got some appointees and a bunch of voted. But I would still argue, yeah, having seen the inside of that system and had family members like working that side of the bench, if you're going to take away the formal legal process, honestly, I think that could be a rotating job in the community pretty easily. I also think demographic stratification with sign-up lists is a thing, right? Like, that's what are you willing to do? Put your name beside the things, right? In a community, what are you willing to do? All right, cool. Now we need to do demographic stratification so we can ensure that an equal number of men, women, gay, straight, trans, person of color, black, Asian, white, sort of thing. Like, you do demographic stratification so that you ensure that there's a sample across your community population that's accounted for. And then you just make sure you have willing volunteers out of your community. And so you have people who are willing to do the job, and you have equal representation under your society. And then stuff like judging, honestly, I'm telling you, just as stepson of a judge, anybody can do that fucking job. I'm telling you right now. Anybody can do
I will
that
say
fucking job.
there is an old joke that the difference between God and a district court judge
Hey, boss.
is that God doesn't think he's a district court judge.
Yeah, it's legitimately. You're okay. So hang on, Voss.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, you got Manmaker posted the results.
I didn't see Manmakers.
I'll throw it back in the chat.
All right, thank you. All right. moderate conservatism. So heavy market access, balanced diplomatic, slight lean towards nation state. You're slightly authoritarian on your civil axis, which is not that surprising, and you're actually neutral on your societal axis. Interesting. So you are interesting. I didn't expect
A
your
mess.
I didn't expect your authoritarian axis, so your civil axis, to be leaned that heavily towards authoritarian. Right? Like, usually people coming from that aspect or that position tend to lean pretty hard towards liberal on their civil axis. I know liberal, bad word in conservative circles, but around these parts it means something different. So yeah, that's interesting. So you're balanced on a nation state world, but you're heavy market influence with a slight authoritarian, and you really are sort of a wash on the societal axis. It's been a while since I've seen a moderate conservative, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first thing that came to mind was Pinochet, but maybe that's a bit too much on the authoritarian.
Yeah, that's way heavier. That explains your response, because you're actually slightly authoritarian, more so than most conservatives tend to be, actually. Most, like, conservatives in America are actually usually heavily libertarian on their civil axis, which you definitely differ from a lot of your what would be considered compatriots. Many of the questions I answered was neutral. I know it says natural, but did you mean neutral? And Kvass, I have yours as well. You were the sock lib, right? I'm pretty sure you were the sock lib. Yeah, you were the sock lib. I have yours. So social libertarianism, classic libertarianism is what that would be. So 8 values. So basically, if I had to explain this to you, boss, I would say that you're like an old school European anarchist plus socialist, which is classically anarchist. You would fit in with the like late 1800s, early 1900s, anarchist / libertarian crowd in Europe. To contextualize that a little for you. And then Zippy. Zippy, you were the Ansin, right? Totally respectable.
Yeah.
Zippy's got the
Good
fucking...
luck.
Yep, I like the Ansin look. There you go. I just kind of giving out our political data now, only if you give it to me. Okay, so yeah, the neutral answers can sometimes affect things. Interesting. So, hang on, fucking chat's fucking moving there. I need to do the pop out. Oh my God, you even have you have
How old-fashioned, Kvass, should I be afraid?
Ugh. Interesting. So you actually do like a large, strong central government, Manmaker. You legitimately, RV got Ansin 5 times in a row. Stop taking the test. Yeah, Manmaker, you unironically seem to be leaning towards a large central government, which is, in many conservative circles, in a modern context, antithetical. Now, you're actually historically consistent. That viewpoint stands in lockstep with the Burkean roots of modern conservatism. The libertarian aspect of and neolibertarian aspect of small governance as an aspect of conservatism is a new development. Conservatism historically is a support for a strong central government in the form of monarchism. And this is where all modern conservatism finds its roots. There's not a political scientist in the world that will debate this. Modern conservatism finds its roots with Burkean philosophy. and Edmund Burke was an unironic supporter of the French monarchy. Basically, the argument goes, it was that better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And rather than enter a revolutionary state, which is what the revolutionists wanted to do, Burke was arguing for a maintenance of the monarchy and maybe some constitutional reforms. Hence, conservative approach, right? This is the origin point for modern conservatism, is Burkean philosophy. And so you actually are historically more consistent than a lot of your conservative brethren, but I find that unique amongst modern American conservatives because they tend to have adopted the neolibertarian vein of small governance and no centralizing authority. So that actually does help me contextualize conversations with you a lot better. Thank you for doing that. Wither, totally real stats. Centrist, 50-50-50-50. Solid. Solid, Wither.
I will say at the expense of being intensely petty, which, you know, I would say that Burke gave the groundwork, but I would look to someone like Metternich in terms of the actual application of this sort of view of conservatism in the concert of Vienna, in setting up a worldview. I think looking to Burke is sort of like looking to Kant to explain George W. Bush's idea of spreading democracy through capitalism, right? Or it's a bastardization and a repurposement of the original ideas.
It's why I describe it as roots. Not the bulb, not the plant, not the leaf, not the flower. Roots.
Okay,
yeah.
Very uncomfortable with the use of the word bulb, but all right, you go ahead.
I like my federal government to have certain responsibilities and my state to have others. I like more power to the state, and the feds provide the standing army. I mean, you're far from the first person to sort of engage in that space. But I don't know how to approach this with you, Manmaker. How much do you trust your government? Do you think that you can provide better for your family than your government can provide for you? Do you think that your neighbor probably knows better for your neighbor than you know for your neighbor? Because if you think that way, necessary evil. All right. So this is progress. I can work with this. It's a necessary evil, but you still see it as an evil, correct? You still see it as something that could be greatly improved upon. And you could probably do better at a microcosmic example, right? There's certain things that you'll never be able to provide. Like, you can't provide an Apache gunship for your community. This is why you outsource that to the larger entity of the federal government. I totally get that, right? We don't even need to address that today. But when it comes to things like putting out a house fire next door, you don't want to rely on the feds for that, do you? Right? You don't even want to rely on the state government for that, do you? You know who's better for that? John down the street. And Linda a little further down the street, right? Like that's a local thing. All right. So this is Apache gunships for all who want them. I'm down. This is where we're talking about dual power structures. There are things that the hierarchical forms of governance that we have implemented in our society are not fitted well for. And they, due to the scale and scope of society, they fail to address the nuances of individual cases. And having community-based grassroots ground up rather than hierarchical top-down systems allows for that nuance to enter the conversation once again. It allows for faster action. It allows for pivoting where pivoting is necessary rather than a giant shipping container ship that takes 14 miles to turn because it's so fucking massive, right? This is where anarchists come into the fray. This is where we enter, because direct democracy and ground up grassroots activism is what anarchists do. This is what we're about. It's about the fact that you and your community can organize yourselves better than some distant authoritarian can do for you. You know better for your house and yourself than the politician knows for you. So giving them proper representative control over you and creating that hierarchical order in society as a foundational idea causes harm. And the collapsing down of that hierarchical power structure into a horizontal or hierarchical structure allows for that communal involvement, allows for that individual autonomy to give rise to a stronger social group, right? Anarchism is about the empowerment of the group, but through the individual, right? It is heavily reliant upon personal responsibility. It is heavily reliant upon coordination and cooperation within your community, right? This is what anarchists are about. And I think if you like sat down and had a conversation, which again, we don't even have to do it on air. If you want to just have a conversation one day, by all means, my lines are always open. I think you would find that you have a lot of shared ground with anarchists. Just my take on it. But Estrella, but under anarchism, will Taco Bell still exist? Checkmate, liberals. All right, here's my take. Taco Bell can go
God
fuck
willing,
itself.
no.
Yeah, Taco Bell can go fuck itself. As somebody who's had actual proper street tacos in his life and lives in the Southwest, Taco Bell can go fuck itself. I'm sorry. Up with real Mexican food. Like, it's superior in every way. It's cheaper. It's better. It's, yeah. Fuck Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell will be the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars. But, after the people dwelling in the sewers, revolt and come up to the surface. Anyway. Do you support breakup of tech monopolies, go back to pre-Google Internet Wild West? I doubt you're ever going to go back to a pre-Google Internet Wild West, but as a lifetime IT person, an IT consultant and many other things, I would, anything that could get us back to the return, like get us back to the days of the Wild West of the Internet, I would be for. As for the breakup of tech monopolies, sure, go for it. I think under it's a feature of capitalism. It's not a feature of any other segment of the system, as it were. It's a feature of capitalism. It is inherent within the capitalistic model to do what those companies do. Monopolies are an inevitability under capitalism. Yeah, that's just so. I mean, you could address the core bug. Right, we could submit a bug report and actually patch the fuck out of this thing, but we're not going to do that. So what we do is we just sort of do a quick workaround. And so that's where the monopolization, breakup, antitrust sort of thing enters the fray. It's fine. You do you. But again, I would say, hey, how about we fix the actual problem? But, as Carlin said, who's got time for solutions?
I will say, actually, speaking of antitrust, if I may, I will get up a bit on my soapbox and say that one of the most horrifying things about American antitrust is that we don't take international corporation value into account, right? So I believe it was in 2014, the European Commission sanctioned Google for anti-competitive activity, and they fined them a percentage of their global net worth, amounting to something like $4.3 billion. That is the only way you make someone like Google bleed. Right?
Yeah.
So if you try and keep it localized to just the US and it's just fixed prices, no percentage, no proration, you are going to do nothing to them. You either break them up or you take them seriously on a global scale with percentages. Those are the only options in my mind.
Manmaker, don't worry about the fucking voice change. Like, we don't need to deal with that. Horror of 1812. Manmaker, again, this is that didn't pop. Thank you for the follow, Aspirin, Colorado. I don't know why the alert didn't pop. But Manmaker, again, this is I don't know if I can communicate how badly many of our communities are broken. Right? Like, this is indicative of how your question alone tells me how alienated and how broken your community structure is. And I mean, I'm not digging at you. I'm not like trying to like make an example out of you or anything like that. But just what if a group thinks a park is better served as a homeless camp and they muscle their way in reappropriating community land for what they think is better? Well, what about the folks that want it to remain a park? Do the people that want it to remain a park put something together and take it back by force? Dude, why is nobody having a conversation here? Right? Clearly you have a homeless problem in your community. And there's a group trying to do something about it. And there's a group saying, hey, we don't like your solution. All right, what's your solution? Right? You've already engaged into a mentality of conflict. Right? You've already seeing warring parties over this. One group says, hey, we have this underutilized community space, and we have a group of marginalized citizens who need further care. We have a solution to take this place back. Then you have a third party that steps in and says, hey, we want the park. We want that communal space. All right, fine. Do you have an alternative space? Do you have a solution to this problem? Right? Because this is the conversation, right? You clearly have a homeless problem, which means you have a lack of social welfare programs in your society, which means you've got gaps in coverage, which means you've probably got gaps in education and opportunity, as well as probably some returning veteran issues as well. So you've got mental health care, you've got education, and you've got housing issues that you need to address that are actually the core of this topic and not the allocation of the park or community space resources. So again, the conversation never occurred in that hypothetical that you put up. And so you see where you're immediately going to like, well, one group takes the community, takes the park by force, and what, another group is going to like fight them for it. But the core issue was just dealing with people who don't have housing. How is this leading to a war in your community? How broken is this fabric of your society if that's what happens? Right? And don't get me wrong, I'm from Vegas. We made being homeless illegal here. Right? Like, trust me, I've been on...
Yeah, that tracks.
I've been on this one. Trust me, it's a fight we fight here. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, like, I just...
I will say, Kavos, I understand the desire to disguise your voice before you come on air in any sort of public forum, just based off of your potential risks, right? I mean, I was always nervous about coming on air and being super lefty because the legal profession is extremely conservative. So I can understand someone wanting to disguise their voice just for the sake of expressing their actual opinions, and I don't think that's terribly untoward.
Cold Fusion. This is why I'm an advocate for consensus decision making, but again, Americans aren't ready for the consensus decision making conversation. If you're curious about consensus decision making, you can go to my cheat sheet, cs.kaisthings, K-A-I-S, cs.kaisthings.com, and under you can find the consensus decision making tab and explanations. But we're not ready for that conversation. Maybe at a microcosmic example, if you're setting up your local mutual aid network or direct action network, you can set it up with consensus decision making, but none of us have the education for that. So I understand your direct democracy issue. Also, like if you're doing direct democracy, you can avoid the sort of like 51% veto over rule of 49 sort of situation using approval voting as well. You know, in my for my taste, approval voting is the way to go. If you're going to keep those systems intact, but I would prefer consensus decision making, but that's neither here nor there.
Would you want to give a brief summary of your conception of approval voting?
Not really, to be perfectly honest. So I don't.
I was just thinking for context, since we've got a.
You know, quite frankly, who is it that did? Who's it that did the consensus? I'm sorry, not who did the video for that? Somebody did like a really good mathematics video on that one. Primer. It was Primer that did it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right, so there you go. If you want a really good explanation of alternative voting systems, I put the link in chat. There is the Primer video. They will do computer modeling and a sort of like a charted explanation of plurality, instant runoff, and approval voting. And they'll use like simulations and 3D graphics to make it easier for people to understand. So there you go.
Yeah, moral of the story, there are more options than first past the post and instant runoff.
Yeah. Where's the sources level of conceptual understanding? Oh, wait, where is this source of this level? Did you just get this before networking? You know, I don't know, Wither. It's sort of the amalgamation of many years of stuff. My argument is about hierarchy and how we go about structure governance. Manmaker, this is one of those things that I always warn people. Look, most people learn by doing. They don't learn by theory. They learn by experience. I would argue that you probably need to join some anarchistic group that operates hierarchically for you to actually grasp this. Some people, 30% maybe, learn by theory, and I could point you into some theory routes if you learn by theory. But the truth of the matter is, hey, Joe42, thanks for 42. Thank you for the follow. The truth of the matter is, Manmaker, that honestly, most people learn by experience. And understanding how hierarchical organizational structures work and how leaderless leadership occurs, it's just one of those things that I honestly, I don't have a whole lot of hope for theory teaching most people. But yeah, if you want, there's a few studies I can point you at. There's a few books I can point you at. There's a few like classical examples I could point you at. But the truth of the matter is that go find an anarchistically operated coffee shop and talk to them. And like get a job there or something. Like, hey, can I take a turn at the fucking counter? Like, you know, can you show me how this works? Because most people can't even conceptualize a manager who doesn't have firing capabilities. Right? Like, how is that even a manager? Like, what do they do if they can't fire somebody? Right? Like, there's a lot of gaps in knowledge that you have been denied, and this is part of the poverty of philosophy. 10 poles. Fucking, I'll pump the. This is. I'll give you some homework here. It's one of the 10 poles of oppression that our society utilizes to keep people oppressed, to keep the cycle going, and that's filed under poverty of philosophy. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And part of it, I think, comes from a deeply ingrained assumption that management and, again, to circle back, white collar, allegedly intellectual positions are necessarily in a place of larger authority. Mere management is nothing more than the application of logistics. And no one would assume, say, in the military or in the Navy, that the quartermaster gets to declare war. The quartermaster gives out rations, right? And the idea is that in this society, in a more democratic society, even in the business world, instead of having a captain declare war or having a quartermaster declare war, you have the crew vote on war, and it just happens to be the quartermaster's job to decide who splits the profit and the food and all sorts of other. Yeah, quartermaster needs to give more grog. All other resources.
Yeah, they're a function.
It's a
They're
fundamentally more meritocratic.
yeah,
not
they're a
meritocratic,
functionary
democratic society.
within the system.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Sorry to hear you're in Twitter jail, by the way. Congratulations on the vaccine. I got mine today. Let's see. I've lived among the radical left in West Coast urban environments all my adult life. I mean, have you though? Due to Overton window shifts, I doubt whether you've actually lived amongst the radical left. I mean, have you lived amongst like actual anarchists and communists, or have you just lived amongst like some progressive neo-libs in California? Right? Like that. Yeah.
Are neo-libs people? Discuss.
Nonsense. No, hey, Cephalo, thank you for the follow. No difference. A little bit sore in the arm, but no big deal. West Coast urban environments don't produce radical leftists at Estrella. If you can't fire people, why bother being a rich dork sperm? Fair enough. People are too fat, dumb, happy to care enough about any real changes, and that's Panamet circensis, cold fusion. That's bread and circuses. Yeah, that's just the fancy fucking Latin speak for bread and circuses. Panamet circensis. Managers call the cops when the cash draw is short. Voss, I felt like shit afterwards for like a week. Well, I'm hoping that doesn't fucking happen. Critical Discourse, they get a follow. I'm hoping the vaccine makes me a femboy, said Joe42.
Anything that leads to the degradation of Western society is probably in the vaccine, so
yes.
I bet on it.
Oh, sweet, of course. According to random people online, my freshwater Jesuit education was done by radical leftists. I don't, yeah.
Pelosi's not a leftist. She is literally Marie Antoinette. She is the sort of vague person who tries to alleviate suffering when it's right in her face, but doesn't make her any sort of leftist. There's a reason Marie Antoinette adopted some black slave kids. They were literally right in front of her. Hardly makes her a social changer.
Oh, I got the vaccine when it was time. Maybe I won't call my videos. Hello, Red Thoughts. Oh God, please! I'm already twitchy with the fucking the KKK shit because of the Black Hammer idiots fucking coronavirus. It's like, I'm sorry, what? I can't.
Do you want to take the thing for Manmaker?
Oh yeah, it was happening. It's just I'll get to it eventually. I have no doubt that flat power structures work on small scales like coffee shops. Fun fact, Manmaker, one of the most foremost studies on hierarchical organizational structures was done by the Department of Defense. The military uses hierarchical organizational structures for field operations on a regular basis. Just fun fact. One of the most hierarchical organizations in the world advocates for hierarchical organizational structures when the rubber meets the road. When shit needs getting done, yeah, they advocate for it openly. My question is, how do you structure a way on how to debate on what to use public lands and organize the execution of plans are made? You need authority, hierarchy, and government. No, you need consensus decision-making in a cohesive community. Again, this is why you either live this shit or you do a year's worth of theory research. Here is Here's the cheat sheet link. Here is a basic video on how to do consensus training. And if you go to the cheat sheet under consensus decision making, you'll see an explanation, a breakdown of how consensus decision making processes work by Tree Breeson. He's one of the foremost trainers in this arena. And as far as how to use public lands and organize the execution of the plans that are made, honestly, it's not difficult. It really isn't that complicated. Why is my phone buzzing? Yeah. There's cheat sheet. It's got textual explanation, and it's got video explanation as well as to how consensus decision making works. And as far as scope scale issues of delegate processes, here you can read Anarcho-Syndicalism 101, which will sort of address delegate scope scale federation issues, because that's a lot of the problems that people have wrapping their brains around as well, how you federate a anarchistic system. So that will be addressed in that essay as well.
Yeah. And I would re-emphasize, Mega, that it goes back to sort of what Kai and I were discussing earlier, right? The short-term versus long-term goals, right? So I would, as a person, describe myself as a DemSoc, not because I think that is the ultimate ideal sort of society to be structured, but because that's what I think we might be able to achieve in my lifetime. Right? If you want to be more accurate, I would describe myself as something like a cynical communist or an anarchist who has, an allergy to hope.
Yeah, a pragmatic anarchist.
Yeah.
So, Red Thoughts, why does everybody feel the need to label themselves? Because they're useful, right? Don't live your life by the labels, but they're useful for the conversation, right? Like, my philosophical ideals cannot be described by any one school of thought. So don't use a singular school of thought. But the fact of the matter remains is that you have to be able to engage in spaces. And that means you have to use language, right? Like, at the end of the day, we are slaves to this linguistic construct that we have created. And if you're going to be able to communicate your ideals, your philosophies, what you have hopes for change and things that you have problems with, you're going to need some prescriptive labels somewhere along the way. And so nobody's saying live your life by these labels, but when conversing with people, they serve as a shorthand explanation. Within my community, within certain people within my community at least, I can literally just say I'm a post-left, post-anarchist, and they know what I'm saying. Right? Like, I just reduced like multiple paragraphs of conversation down to 4 words. That's the use of labels. Right? They're linguistic shorthand. It's why we have technical terminology. Ignorant anarchist says, otherwise, to be fair, humans have set themselves up to need labels on things, otherwise we'd be confused. Fair enough. My Occupy encampment was dissolved into shit show, Chaz shit show. Did they not do it right? Oh, thank you for the responses in a cordial manner. Your Occupy encampment was doomed from the start. I was an Occupy organizer. Media was going to rake us over the coals. They did. The police raked us over the coals. Society and the community. You didn't get acceptance and support. And quite frankly, Occupy being against the banking system in a global neoliberal hyper-capitalistic model as a movement is on. There's plenty of honor and respect to be had in that movement. But talk about biting off more than you can chew. That's basically the definition of what Occupy was. And I say that as an Occupy organizer, right? Like, I say that as somebody who set some of that shit up. I can say that was entirely, that's no fucking way. No fucking way. Right? Like, policing alone is maybe too much already. Like, the BLM movement and the abolish the police movement sort of thing. That's already biting off maybe too much. the banking system. I mean, come on. Talk about being optimistic.
Yeah, Occupy was basically Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah, it was doomed to fail no matter what. I think it taught a generation a bunch of really good lessons, though. I do. And Chaz wasn't supposed to be a permanent autonomous zone. Chaz was a Taz of Hakeem Bey inspiration. It was set up as a temporary autonomous zone. It was never supposed to be permanent. So the fact that it doesn't exist doesn't mean shit to me. Money printer goes burr. Yeah. And if you are curious about what TAZs are, temporary autonomous zones, look up Hakeem Bey, Hakimbey. Warning ahead of time: Hakeem Bey is not a good human being.
I would also question the idea that any of these autonomous zones should be long-lasting.
Well, I mean, that is sort of Bey's point, is we're not ready for that in a lot of our sort of developed societies. And that's the function a Taz serves, is to sort of vaccinate you, is to give you a taste of what it can be and to show you some of these techniques and methodologies and organizational methods, right? Like you're not going to 9 times out of 10 set up a permanent autonomous zone, right? Like it's a rare situation where you can actually successfully set up an autonomous zone and keep it going for quite some time. That's not the point of autonomous zones, and that's what Bey's kind of point of his discourse was, as long as he wasn't talking about banging little kids.
Well,
Again, Bey is not a good person, but he had some really good ideas when it comes to temporary autonomous zones. Just don't turn to him as a moral leader. Of course, moralism is a whole fucking cringe thing unto itself. Hey, Lost. So, yeah, Chaz was never intended to be a permanent autonomous zone. It was a Taz from its inception. And a Taz is only designed to educate by experience. It's to show you that there is a possibility without. That's all. Nothing is permanent, not even markers. So Occupy was the army of level 20 paladins charging after all the demon lords at once. I would say it wasn't even level 20 paladins, quite frankly. It was doomed to fail. And that's okay. Right? Like there's
that's clearly a nerd reference I can't get. Can someone please rephrase this in the style of Magic the Gathering?
No, I can't, because I never played MTG.
So.
Somebody wanna hook a brother up? Yeah. What's Zealot can do it. Yes, Zealot can do it. Fucking if anybody can nerd this shit up for us. Yeah, Zealot. Charge of the Light Brigade. What feudal exercise? A bunch of fucking pawns being destroyed by kings.
Ours is not to question why, ours is but to do and die.
Yeah, like what's the Magic the Gathering example of that one? 300 1/1 goblins versus a flame wave. Let's see. I'm out. Thanks. I'm gonna watch and read your links. If you have a Bitcoin address, I'll shoot you some crypto for being cordial. Manmaker, keep your Bitcoin. No worries. If you ever want to donate through the fucking Bezos Bucks thing, by all means you can do that. I do have a Patreon, though it's rarely used. But thank you for the fucking. Let me hang on. Oh, my fucking. Just Jesus Christ, that fucking left-hand shoulder. Why are you really? All right, it's a whole fucking thing right now. There you go. There's the Patreon link. Hey, there's it fucking finally sent. There we go. What the fuck? Thank you, Patreon. Holy shit. Fucking useless ass pieces of shit. There you go. It's live again. Trust and safety pulled the launch for your hey, thank you kindly, Manmaker. And thanks for hanging out, and thanks for keeping an open mind, and thanks for participating in the conversation. Ice that shoulder, bro. You're in training. Ice that shit. Oh, there goes Marcus. Let's see. Oh, Kvass, Make Echoes is a bot. Don't worry about that. Yeah, the world banking system is as entrenched in the power structures of the world as much as Alex Jones thinks it is. That's the brick wall Occupy was running headlong into. Yeah, it was doomed to fail. Yeah. Thank you for not being a dick, Manmaker. That's you represented your team, as it were, well. RV, it was active and then wasn't active. I don't fucking know. Either way. Let me go back over there and see fucking what's up. Interesting. All right, got it set up there. Fucking, hopefully it'll auto withdraw. Weird. All right. Oh, no worries, Marcus. No worries. More like a 0-1 Kobold deck versus a Kismet status deck. Brain slow when trying to think about that game. Again, never played MTG, so I don't even know. What are my thoughts on wokeness and on idpol and separation by classes? How do I say this without getting in trouble? Idpol is descended from Maoism, and wokeness, woke scolding, is counter-revolutionary and counterproductive. There. I think I probably got myself in trouble with enough groups just by doing that one. Driver, shoulders in vaccination. No. Actually, my vaccine was over here. I had 3 cortisone injections in my left-hand shoulder today, and it is sore as fuck. If Alex Jones was my neighbor, I'd invite him to a barbecue. Dude, I would hang out with Alex Jones all the fuck time. Unironically. Like, are you kidding me? Fucking smoke a joint and hang out with Alex Jones. That would be a laugh a fucking minute. That dude is insane. It would be hilarious to sit there and just be like, have your mind blown by how fucking, like, that, or he drops the act. Imagine if he, like, drops out of grifter mode all of a sudden and he's just like a normal dude. You would be laughing your ass off. I'm telling you. I can probably out-conspiracy Alex Jones. That would be a fun fucking, that would be a thing. That would be fun to try and out-conspiracy Alex Jones. Are you kidding me? Yeah, man, I just do this for money. You want a Coke? Yeah, Cold Fusion. You know. I'd convince him that Donald Trump is actually 13 gerbils in an orange gimp suit. I love the imagery of that, Rev. Good job. Oh. Probably reach some conspiracy link and I'd somehow make it worse. Yeah, the orange is a nice touch. I've thought of a few conspiracies that we could throw out there for science sake. Either way. Oh. Going to dinner with with Alex Jones, Elon Musk, and someone else would be wild. See, I would not want to dine with Elon Musk. I would dine with Alex Jones. In a fucking heartbeat, I would hang out with Alex Jones. Elon Musk, I've known people like that, right? Like, I've known people like that. We've talked about it at length. My stepfather comes from that old New England money and shit like that. I don't need to hang out with fucking Elon Musk. He would drive me batshit insane. Red Thoughts. I will give you fair warning. Do not go to a channel called CMYK Ninja and ask about Elon. Just fair warning. CMYK is a member of the community, and a fellow streamer, and worked directly with Elon, like in a one-to-one capacity for quite some time, and utterly despises the man. It's an insta-ban on CMYK's channel if you mention Musk. He hates him. And he has probably the most interactions of anybody I've ever known with Elon Musk. He, like, you know, forget hours. The man spent days, weeks, and months and years with him. Like, he is legitimately, he is at the top of the list for CMYK. He despises the man. He apparently is not a good human being. Yes, drivers. Insufferable would be an appropriate term. Elon has the hilarious edge. Did you watch the Neuralink videos? No, I didn't watch a Neuralink video, not with the one with Elon in it. But I have looked into the Neuralink stuff, which is goddamn terrifying. Elon is a dipshit that doesn't understand basic physics. Elon is not a good person. Elon came out against the COVID vaccine. You have to get to know Ninja. Red Thoughts. Like, this is not a conversation Ninja's just willing to have with a random person. But if you get to know him, he'll talk about it. Reluctantly, you know, with great reticence. But yeah, Elon was not a good person. Elon apartheid emerald mines. Musk isn't a good person. He made a fucking tube with no emergency contingency. Elon Musk made a death tube. Oh yeah, drivers. Yeah, I've seen the Thunderfoot videos. Some of them. Look at what Elon named his kid. That sums it up perfectly. Elon, I smashed my keyboard playing Call of Duty and named my child that. Musk is insufferable. All right, what am I looking at here? Ohio GOP senator attended video call while driving on same day his colleagues introduced distracted driving bill. That sounds about accurate. Oh, he used Zoom even and a replacement background. Oh, this is so corny as shit. Oh, wow. Hold on. I was mentioned in a tweet, apparently. What? Okay. Here's his Zoom video. So you can see, like, here's the Zoom call down here. But he's got the background replacement going on, but it didn't. I mean, bro, there's your fucking window. There's your seatbelt. Like, Broham. Did you think you were going to get away with that? Why am I... Sorry, just checking something. Probioni Kenobi. Yeah, what are you staring at, bro? He's like, how was I supposed to carry my sword? I was driving. Yeah, I just, some of these fuckers are goddamn dumb as sticks. Let's see. Is there any headlines that I wanted to talk about?
An infant.
So the police shot another infant. It's happened a couple of times recently. It happened again. There's at least extenuating circumstances on this one. It wasn't just like, you know, a cop walked up to a crib and was like, fuck you, baby. Tap, 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 tap. Basically, the infant was in the car when a double murder suspect tried to flee the police. And so, yeah, it's just...
We've also just learned that New Orleans police are now working a second homicide, this one in the 1100 block.
It's just not a good look all around. It's just kind of fucked. Yeah. Infants kill cops every day. It's a war. You're right, nonsense. You're right. What are we gonna do? All those fucking criminal babies out there fucking with their AR-15s. Yeah. Hey, it's Cappy. Yeah, RV, we talked about Colombia yesterday. I mean, we can mention it again, but basically, Colombia, you know, in the middle of still an economic crisis, never really ended, is facing down the barrel of some new tax legislation that their government, though their president has ordered the tax legislation reworked and brought back forward. The Colombians are looking at tax legislation that would further fuck the working class, the poor, and even the middle class, but while the wealthy would skate by, no problem. So they took to the streets, and the state didn't like them protesting, and so the state took to the streets, and the state has a monopoly on force and violence. And so they started shooting live rounds into crowds of protesters, and so far, we don't know how many are dead. They've been disappearing people as well. So we don't know. Official numbers are in the 20s now, but it's going to be a while. It's okay. You're free to use those how you see fit. 40% of babies beat cops. Crime Babies, now airing on Disney Channel. Fucking... or whatever the fucking thing is that they do. Oh, shit. Are we after 8:30 p.m. Friday night? Rock on. Yeah, Barley, that is one of my favorite moments in recent history when China just yeeted a fucking a rocket into degrading orbit. It's like, whatever. Thanks, China. Again. Again. Oh, we have we have a bunch of people in community that have done a lot of direct action and been engaged in some spaces and military experience. So we have people that have been shot, hit by tasers, pepper sprayed, pepper balled, rubber bulleted, nightsticked, or collapsible baton sticked. Trying to think what else the community has got as far as DA injuries go. Yeah. Rev, I've been hit with a truck. Fair enough. Wormwood helps fight COVID-19 per a Columbia University study. So, Barley, what you're telling me is that absinthe is the cure to COVID, right? Like, that's what I'm hearing. I tried to get into the military. They didn't want me. I nightsticked someone before it was consensual. Live in a pretty peaceful city, and even then, I don't leave my room much, but I stubbed my toe once, if that counts. Cave, 100% that counts. 100%. You should be collecting, like, workers' comp for that, too, by the way. Booze kills all things you can't see with the naked eye. I've heard about that weed and tobacco by now. Why didn't they want you, Red, if I may ask? I know it may be intensely personal, but I'm going to ask anyway. Let's see. There we go. You had too much on your criminal record. Interesting. Why is that suddenly unmuted? Fucking Twitch is weird as shit sometimes. I swear. Dude, they have some sketchy ass programming on this platform. I didn't get in because I'm fucking nuts, but other things I won't mention too. Fair enough. They didn't say cure specifically. Well, I'm Barley. I'm hearing cure. I'm gonna fill in my own gaps. I heard cure. I'm working on a Twitch experiment. Might get weird. Hang on. I'm down for it. Be sure to keep me updated, nonsense. Keep me updated. We'll promote it. We'll get it pushed out there. Exactly. It's an excuse to drink the absinthe. Although I hate the taste of absinthe. A lot of years running up, finally got my hands on like imported absinthe when I was up in Montana, visiting some of my fellow burnouts from technology in Vegas up there a bunch of years back. And I was staying at one of their cabins, and they got me an imported bottle of absinthe. And also rolled me an entire box of joints. I was well taken care of. But dude, absinthe is not good tasting. It tastes like ass, Marcus. Tastes like ass. I got turned away from all three branches because I said had some anxiety. They didn't even let me in the doors as Rev. We've talked about it before. They tried to recruit me. You just kick ass. Wait. Yeah, they tried to recruit me, and fucking that didn't go well. Yeah. What's wrong with ass? Fair enough, premarital. Tastes like anise. Yep. Yeah, it's not a flavor profile that I'm a fan of. Let's just put it that way. Oh. No, Barley. No. It's the hallucinatory effects of wormwood are widely overblown and mythologized and are largely apocryphal at this point. No. Yeah. Marcus, Lord, save me from all these bottoms. Oh, yeah, Red, for sure. If you were in a patient counseling facility when you were 16, that definitely plays into that sort of thing, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I walked up to the recruiting center, and they were having a smoke outside. I think they thought I was tweaking or something. Didn't even let me mention my ASVAB results. Navy sent me postcards for years. Yeah, I infamously got called into the counselor's office twice, where, recruiters tried to nab me. And then they tried calling my mom. And that's where the story it's one of my favorite stories, honestly. The recruiter was talking to her, and she laughed at him when the topic of recruiting me came up. And he got very offended, and said, you know, do you have a problem with the military? And my mom, no, not at all. My father served, my brother served, my brother-in-law served. I even almost became an Army nurse myself. And he said, well, why, ma'am, why did you laugh then? She said, oh, because my son hates you. I never heard from them again. Yeah. My mom shut down the military. Yeah. Oh, because my son hates you. Yeah. It's that simple, folks. I wasn't going to fit in. Shade of command, my ass. Oh, good old U.S. military. Let's see. My family is Navy, brother, dad, uncle, grandpa, and grandma was a nurse. Yep. Oh, this actually, I was kind of happy with that. Washington State is now requiring schools to provide free menstrual products to students. What a fucking concept. I know, wacky, huh? Right? Yeah, I was super pleased to see that one, actually. And command my ass. Yeah, I figured the women in our midst would feel that one. Yeah, I don't. That's just one. It's like half of our fucking population has a necessity, has a need for these products, and not only do we charge for them, we tax them at a luxury rate in many instances. Like the entire concept is fucked from the get-go. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Who's that or start charging for toilet paper? God, they went with this. Curio, have women not considered simply holding in the period? You know, I think one of our Republican, probably one of the like GOP, maybe even from your state. I think that maybe that was a Kentucky proposal, Curio, that women just hold it in. Didn't seem to move forward though, but definitely sounds like it probably came from your part of the country. Oh. It's a direct quote. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, man. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. That might have been Midge. Oh, fucking Midge. I imagine all stupid comments come from Green. Oh, Marjorie. Wonder if she's up to what she's up to these days, quite frankly. What craziness has she gotten herself into? Let's see. Oh, hi, Mark. Still searching for news, local news. It was National Yeet the Nazi Remembrance Day. Also, someone wanted to go to the horseshit theory and NTV equals Nazi to me. I wanted food, so ignored it. It seems Horseshoe seems accurate at the authoritarian axis, right? Like, this is the problem. Like, far right, far left doesn't equate each other. But if you talk about the authoritarian axes, and the extremes of it, yeah, they start, like, horseshoe theory starts making sense on the authoritarian axis. On the sort of like economic axis, it doesn't really. MGT has open DMs on Twitter. Holy shit! She's giving an AR-15 away currently. All right. You're going to want to see this. I mean, this is a decent piece of kit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. Yeah, this isn't a terrible piece of kit. So all I'm saying is, yeah, seriously, enter. Like, legitimately, like, enter. Even if you don't want to own the gun, like, just fucking turn around and sell that shit. You could easily sell that for $2,000, no problem. It would go instantly. So, I'll die before I understand the naming conventions of firearms. There's no naming convention. That's kind of the convention, premarital. There are no conventions to it. Just for the love of God, get it away from her. Fair enough. Oh yeah, Barley. We've talked about that before, how COVID is both neurological and vascular, in addition to all the other stuff. If she sends me that gun, she will go to jail. Chances are the gun transfer will be handled by an FFL holder. Yeah. Yeah, no, Joe, it's a decent piece of kit. Oh yeah, Kazi, I think that would be the fucking hilarity of it, is if somebody on the left got it. Like, you know, some fucking ANCOM is like, fuck yeah, thank you, Marjorie. That'd be great. All right, so let's see. What do I got? I'm okay with that. What the fucking A? There you go. It's one of those days, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Forgive me, but I'm going to take an early knee tonight. It's been 3 hours-ish. And I kind of just want to... Hold on, let me cancel it. Oh, hey Rosa. Don't think this is me being ungrateful or anything like that. I was just about to raid out to Cobbs. How are you, Rosa? How was your stream? Are you taking care? Yeah, I know, right, Rev? Saved by the fucking bell. Yeah, that was literally right on the fucking line there. Do I get a bonus point if I pretend if I live in Northwest Iraq and want to win the gun? Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right. Let's do that now. So, let's see what we can get, what we can drag over to Cobb's. Sorry, Rosa's viewers, if you were looking for some anarchistic content tonight. But yeah, it's been a long day. My shoulder really hurts. And I'm looking to just kind of smoke some weed and chill the fuck out. So either way, for the rest of you and all that sort of thing, yeah, no, Wither, always a thing. I'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a late show. Yeah, love you, Rosa. Take care of all of Rosa's people, the little fucking anarchy, move out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, Thursday late show, 11:30 p.m. Pacific time. But yeah, I'll be around. I'll probably check out like Public Loser or Curio later. And yeah, I'm over on Discord. Either way, hope you're as well as you can be. Till next time.